Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. The management of Caribbean Electric Utility Services Corporation, CARELEC, and the National Workers Union signed their first industrial agreement today, July 2nd, 2019. The brief ceremony was held at the Department of Labor with Ms. Cornelia Jabatis, Labor Commissioner AG, officiating. Clerical and technical workers employed with the institution will benefit from a regime of fringe benefits as well as the following. Group A, $70 monthly increase in years 1, 2, and 3. Group B, $40 monthly increase in years 1, 2, and 3. Back pay effective from July 2018. The new industrial accord between the parties will run for a period of 3 years. Are the days of common entrance examination numbered? Well, this could very well be the case. Acting Chief Education Officer Rufina Charles explains to Hot 7 why she thinks conducting assessments is the way to go. Acting Chief Education Officer Rufina Charles has indicated that she has her reservations of the common entrance exams. However, the decision to do away with it is beyond her control. Charles said the Education Act dictates that students need to be assessed at certain levels within the education system. Common entrance of children aged 11 and up is one of the stages at which students need to be assessed. On the other hand, she said, other methods have been proven effective.
The common entrance is a one-time exam. Research has shown that students perform better if they are given continuous assessment in terms of formative assessment. With a formative assessment, you are able to get students to perform a bit better because it is happening over a period of time instead of a one-time exam. With the changes in the education system that we are hoping to happen, there becomes a need where we need to review the assessment that our students are exposed to. There are different ways to assess students to get their true potential, and with the introduction of our curriculum standards and assessment framework, it allows us to review the way in which students are assessed.
Charles said efforts are being made to review the way students are being assessed.
It's the Ministry of Education's goal to look at the assessment procedures we have at present to ensure that it meets the research and the requirements of the curriculum and assessment framework that we are now using within our schools. So there is a need for us to review the structure of our exams and to make it more a formative form of assessment for our students. We have introduced formative assessment with our grades 2 and 4 where we have the SBA components. We are hoping that we will do the same with our 11 plus exam within that structure as well.
As for a countdown of the removal of the common entrance examinations, Charles said one cannot be started as yet. However, the end is definitely on the horizon.
We are looking at doing this as soon as we have institutionalized the curriculum and assessment framework. We have standards, and when all schools are beginning, at present we are piloting those standards. So in 2020, all schools should be using the standards, and so by then we would start seeing the legal changes. But when we institutionalize the standards and everything is in place and all schools are using it, that is when we can. So to give a timeline, it would be difficult to do until we have established all schools using the curriculum and assessment framework that we have.
On the 12th of May 2019, 2,272 grade 6 students sat the common entrance examinations. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I'm Rochelle Gonzalez. The Commonwealth Standard Network Project, CSN, financed by UK aid and implemented by the British Standards Institution, has taken on legal approximation of the CSN project. Leading the charge is consultant Kees Jonker of the Netherlands, who says the overall aim of the consultation is to promote trade through harmonized standardization. Here's Solange Alfred with more.
The Bureau of Standards is playing its part in the promotion of trade by hosting a capacity-building training session for key stakeholders in industry, standards, and trade. As part of the Commonwealth Standard Network project, the training will last until March 2020 to facilitate redrafting of policies and training of stakeholders. Team leader Commonwealth Standard Network, Charles Barker, provides insight into the role of the CNS.
The CSM project, that's the Commonwealth Standards Network project, is a UK8 project which is it has 4 streams. Stream 1 is the actual standard network of all Commonwealth countries, so that in every country they can see what are the standards of the other member states of the Commonwealth. The second one is the St. Lucia and Caribbean, but only for other overseas development assistance eligible countries in the Caribbean. And this is relating to 3 main objectives. Objective number 1 is to increase intra-Commonwealth trade by adoption of international standards. Objective number 2 is to strengthen the national quality infrastructure of the country. And objective number 3 is to raise awareness of standards and their value to society. This is being done in St. Lucia and the Caribbean by having 6 components in the strategy for the project. The project has a component called National Quality Infrastructure, and in there we are trying to develop a national quality policy for St. Lucia, and we are as well, let's say, trying to establish an oversight committee for this national quality policy.
Legal consultant for Component 2 of the project, Kes Jonker, says in order to get the ball rolling on the legal approximation of the Standard Act, a level of redrafting will be necessary.
Part of the activities we do under this component is to redraft the Standards Act, to engage stakeholders in regulatory impact assessment, which means that if we redraft the Standards Act, we want to know what the projected effects are on the business community and what it costs for a government to implement this new act. Also, in this process of regulatory impact assessment, we try to engage stakeholders and also to raise consensus on the steps that are being undertaken to come to this new act.
Jonker added, the project will also include capacity building for stakeholders, who include the various ministries, the AG chambers, and the Chamber of Commerce. He says the redrafting process may pose a challenge, but it is a necessary change.
There are some aspects of the current Standards Act of 2008 that are a little bit outdated and probably need some more refinement also. The St. Lucia Bureau of Standards, for example, needs to be able, on the basis of the provisions of the law, to enforce this law. And right now there is too much vagueness in the law to enable the St. Lucia Bureau of Standards to just do that. Other things that probably are lacking in the current Standards Act are some definitions that we need to put in, clarity and some provisions. I just named the enforcement provisions, but there are some other provisions as well that need to be revised. And what is very important is to adopt, if you want, legal firewalls between the different aspects of standardization and quality infrastructure.
With a starting point being the promotion of trade, Jonker says the overall goal is to have goods and services from St. Lucia comply with international standards, enabling increased overseas exports. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
Young persons living with scoliosis will be on the receiving end of some much-needed treatment for the condition with the upcoming free scoliosis clinic on island. Scoliosis is an abnormal curve of the spine. The initiative is the second collaborative effort by the World Pediatric Project and the Ministry of Health. An effort is being made to tackle the issue of scoliosis in young St. Lucians through the second annual Free Scoliosis Clinic on Island. The initiative is spearheaded by the World Pediatric Project in collaboration with the Ministry of Health. Representative of the World Pediatric Project in St. Lucia, Lovelyn Butcher, said the clinic will cater to all children from aged 0 to 21 years. Butcher called on parents and guardians to take advantage of the opportunity.
Scoliosis is a spinal condition where the spine would either curve, it could curve from left to right, either in the shape of a C or an S. And we're appealing to parents. If you know your child is suffering with this condition, our specialist will be on island for only 2 days. So you can take advantage and attend any one of our free clinics, either in the north or in the south of the island. What parents would need to work with when attending the clinic is updated x-rays for their children. So the x-rays should be within 6 months old. If it's older than 6 months, they would be able to get the x-rays done at the hospital on the day, but we're just advising them that it will be more convenient for them to come with the x-rays. And again, it's only for 2 days. It's July the 9th at VH and July the 10th at St. Jude's Hospital.
Butcher gave a few signs that parents need to look out for in order to detect the condition and seek treatment.
If your child has any back pain, if you notice that they have been complaining of spinal issues, this is the opportunity for you to see the specialist and get your child diagnosed, and also get the opportunity to get proper treatment for this condition. So again, it is July 9th and 10th with the team of the World Pediatric Project.
Persons needing further information are asked to call 285-8155 or 453-0714. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I'm Rochelle Gonzalez. This is the Hot 7 Nightly News. Stay with us, we'll be right back.